here at Purple Cottage Crafts, and I didn't officially film an intro to this video. I just really wanted to experiment with doing the whole avocado dyeing, and when I was already kind of started with the process, I was like, oh wait, let me go ahead and document this, not as a tutorial form, because there are so many great tutorials out there. I don't need to like add one to my channel, but the one that I watched in particular, her name is Margaret, and this is her YouTube channel, and this is the actual video that I watched. She uploaded this in 2015, and I watched it about, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and a lot of my other crafty friends do the avocado dyeing, and I just never did it. I guess I thought it was more complicated than what it really was, but it's really easy to do, and Margaret does a fantastic job in that video. And like I mentioned, there are tons of other videos to watch as well. Hers is the first one that just popped up when I did the search a couple of years ago, so that's just the one I went with, and she does a great job of walking you through the process and some different tips and things like that on how to keep your leftover avocado dyeing liquid when you're done, and how to store how to freeze the peel, or not the peels, but the the skins, the avocado. And she also suggested soaking or getting your materials wet before you dip them in. And I did do one strip of this lace that was dry, and I just dipped it into the pot when it was still kind of boiling, and it came out like a little bit lighter pink. I knew it wasn't even close to being done yet. I just kind of wanted to experiment with it. And then I went ahead and took another section of the same lace and got it wet under the faucet, and I dunked it in there for about the same, maybe 30, 60 seconds, somewhere on there, and it came out darker than the first one. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and just get everything else wet, and she's very experienced with doing this, and so I wanted to just kind of follow her tutorial. So I wanted to iron some of these fabrics out just a little bit more presentable, but in case you're new to my channel, I am temporarily set up in our living room / dining room table until my craft rooms are finished remodeling. Electrical is happening this week on the first floor, so I'm so excited about it. And so we're getting close to where I can get set back up in my dedicated crafting space and let the family have this part of the house back. So my husband and our nephew, who spent the weekend with us, the first part of the week actually, they went to the mall to go get some shoes or something, and Kaylee is upstairs messing around in her room. So I thought I would take this opportunity to try to get this video filmed. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get started. So the different materials that I use is a combination of some lace. I have some bridal lace, I have some flour sack, towel cotton, I have some satin over here, I do have a little bit of polyester white, some cheesecloth, and here's some like the bridal material, I'm not sure what you call that. I have some wedding dress appliques, and I think that's pretty close. It's like a vintage linen, a couple of those down here. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you each one. So this is just some white, this was some white like bridal lace I got from the craft store. And it's a really pretty soft pink is the colors that come out, which of course everybody knows that because, I'm not telling anybody anything new, of course. I'm not really sure. I think I already said that actually, why it took me so long to finally get around to doing this. But I love it. I have a lot of leftover liquid, and I have some different bags, like two big, huge, like gallon-sized bags of leftover liquid, and then I have all the rest of the peels and stuff. So I can definitely do this down the road. Isn't that really pretty? Yes, I'm a purple girl, lavender, lilacs, and all that, but I think this is really pretty too. So I'm really pleased with how they turned out. And Margaret had mentioned in her tutorial that different materials would take the dye differently. And some of the different, like I had like, where'd it go? I think I cut this cotton down to like 4 or 6 different, no real specific size or measurement. And I put some in for longer, like at the bottom of the pan I was doing it in. And then I would put new ones on top, and I would take them out quicker than the ones on the bottom. I wanted to kind of experiment and see with the different shades and stuff you would get from doing that. And this is just really, really cool. I'm really happy with it. So I'm definitely going to be ironing like these types of materials. I am that girl. I love ironing. I love doing laundry. I love cleaning the kitchen. I don't know what it is. I grew up in a house with 6 siblings, me being one of the 6. And there are a lot of chores for all of the family, and so I guess it's probably for me growing up and having daily chores and stuff. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to ironing. It might sound weird to you guys, but I like it. So this is a vintage linen here. Actually, let me take that back. That is not true. This is not. I just remember because I cut it in half. This is a white linen table runner from the Target dollar spot for Easter 2 years ago. I bought it. It was our first year in Florida, and I cut it in half because I wanted to save the other half to just be white to use for, you know, other projects. So this is not a vintage linen. I want to correct myself, but this turned out really, really nice. It's such a pretty soft kind of a pink. I'm not sure how it's looking on camera, but when I'm looking through the viewfinder, it looks good. This is another section of that same cotton material I told you about. And then this is just some extra scraps of some flour sack towel, which I keep all these because I use these in different projects and stuff, like I know a lot of us do. I'm not telling anybody anything new, of course. But you never know if somebody is watching, you know, this particular video first and they've never seen other crafting videos before. But just really, really love how this kind of took. And I did crinkle some of them up like this, like I see here. I'm not sure if it's going to show up on camera, but this spot is a little bit darker pink than the area on the other side of it. So really, really cool. I had other fabrics I want to experiment with, but I didn't want to unbox a ton of my different linens and things like that until my rooms are done. So I don't want to make a huge mess, more of a mess on the RVBA than what there currently is. So this is just some white lace, and this is the one I was sampling in the beginning, just little snippets of it. And I have, they're on the bottom down here somewhere. I'll show them to you. But just really, really pretty. I love this a lot. This is so fun. And yes, I do use little scraps like that, like a lot of us do. This is some, is this the, yeah, this is the unbleached cheesecloth. I wanted to see how it would look against, like, you know, bleached cheesecloth, I guess you could say. So here is the unbleached, and this is the bleached. You can definitely see the color, which of course you can in real life too, because obviously the unbleached is more like a, you know, like a light tan kind of color. And then the bleached is white, but you can see the difference there. I thought that would be kind of fun to see how this would look when it was done with the dye. These are just some lace, like doily bits I've picked up from yard sales and things like that. I think they turned out really good. These were actually kind of like an ivory color, and I wasn't sure how that avocado dye would translate onto a base of ivory material. So it turned out really good. I like how that looks. Here's just another wedding dress applique. I just was curious to see how it would work with the different beads and things. If you hear a bunch of water noise in the background, I'm sorry, we're doing laundry. I apologize. This was a kind of a beige kind of colored doily as well, and it turned out really nice. I like how it looks. Again, I hope it turns out okay on camera. This was white. This is not vintage. Neither was the prior. Well, no, the prior one was. It was from a torn tablecloth I picked up at an estate sale. This is just one, I think, I don't know where I got this, maybe Target Dollar Spot or something, I can't remember. And this is some wedding dress type of material that I picked up. I did not use all of it, of course, in this experiment because I like to keep some in reserve for other projects, and I don't want all this material to be kind of this, you know, blush kind of pink color. But I think it turned out really pretty. Just a really nice light pink. It's not like, you know, super, super dark. And that's going to be an experiment for the next time I do this. I want to, you know, take the same materials and put some in, maybe have like two smaller batches of the liquid that I have, and just kind of to experiment, like, you know, putting in little snippets of, say, cotton and leaving one in there for, like, you know, 20 minutes, another one for 5. I mean, I don't know exactly the time frame, but just to kind of experiment with it and play and see the different hues and stuff of the different shades that the avocado peels do. I feel like I already showed you this, but this is a vintage linen that I got from an estate sale as well. It's really nice kind of pink. Well, they're all that shade, Abby. You can stop saying that. And so here's this one here as well. This is the other piece of the cotton that I cut down into some equal parts. I guess I must have did 6 because there seems like there's more than just the 4 that I originally thought I did. So this is just a larger piece. And then here are the 2 different lace bits that I told you I was experimenting with. I'm trying to see which one was the darker. I can't even tell now because my eyes are just so used to looking at this pink, but that's what those are from. And then here's just another section of that wedding dress applique, or wedding dress material. This was just some white stretchy lace that I got off the bolt at, I believe, at Walmart. Wasn't expensive at all, and that's what it looks with that dye. It's really, 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 really pretty. This looks very bridal and very feminine and very baby girl-ish looking. So this will be great for some upcoming projects that I have in mind. So that'll be great to have to kind of pull from this stash of different materials and stuff to use. So, and this here is some more material. This is not new, but I got this as a remnant, I believe. I don't remember where. Trying to see which I think this is the right side up. And this was white. This is so pretty. This is probably one of my favorite pieces so far. At least initially anyway. I just love how that looks with the different sections of the threading from the flowers kind of sucked up more of the color than other parts. So it looks kind of cool. So I just really like how that looks now. And here's just some more cheesecloth. I wanted to have a little bit more in my inventory, so I don't have to, unfreeze that liquid just to do a little bit of cheesecloth. And then this is a doily from Target Dollar Spot, I believe, as well. And this was kind of was this white or beige? No, this was kind of like a beige color too, I think. I don't remember. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't remember though. There's a little snippet of lace there. This is just more of that smaller flour sack towel scraps. And then I wanted to see how it would work on some materials with a print, and this is the one I had the most readily available to me at this time. So this is just some fabric I picked up. I think I got it from Joann's. I was in Florida still, so it was probably within the last couple of years, I think. And yeah, I got it from Joann's. It was in Daytona Beach, actually. So I think this turned out really cool. It's just a nice, subtle kind of a pink to the background. Let me show you the original fabric. Pardon my reach here. So this is what it looked like before I did the dyeing, and then after, of course. So you can definitely see the difference. And I like how it looks. Ooh, trying to grab this with my hand so I can hold it a little bit closer for you so you can kind of see the difference there. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, and now we're getting down to the end of it here. This is some satin material that I picked up from a remnant. I'm pretty sure it was Walmart. I think this turned out really, really pretty. I didn't do the whole remnant piece because, like I said, I like to keep some of it in like the white original state for other projects and such. But I think it turned out really, really pretty, and I love the salvage edge. Really nice. And here's another doily. This was, oh my goodness, I think this was a yard sale find or something. It's not old or anything, but it was white originally. And then I have just another piece of that same cotton. Man, I cut more strips of that than I thought I did. And so last but not least is the flour sack towel that you see here. This is like just a full sheet, or like a full towel. I didn't like cut this up or anything. And this turned out, this one I left in a little longer, and you can tell, at least I can tell from, here in real life, that this soaked up more because I did leave this in the dye longer than anything else, and I just again wanted to kind of experiment with the different hues and stuff. And so this is again some cotton in the towel. You can definitely see. Let me grab a piece of that flour sack towel scraps. Oh, I guess this one I can grab or find real quickly anyway. So you can definitely see the difference in between this and that. So this one, again, it just to kind of experiment because it was my first time using this or doing this technique method, and I love it, and it's a lot of fun. And I have another one set up today that I'm going to do on some different materials, and I will document that as much as I possibly can. Anyway, so this is it. So I hope you enjoyed looking at this video. Like I mentioned a few times already, I am totally obsessed with the different natural dyeing and eco dyeing. I've been doing the eco printing in the different boiled papers projects, videos that I've already done. I will link those below as well in case you haven't seen those already. And it's just been a lot of fun to experiment. And this is kind of a craft I can do easily without with having most of my craft room still packed up in totes and boxes for moving back home. And because I can get to my fabrics pretty easily, and it's just been a lot of fun to kind of do it. So again, please check out the description box below. I will have all kinds of links to the different videos and different the other YouTubers that I mentioned. And I'm trying to get this pulled up here. There we go. And again, this was from Margaret's Easy Avocado Dyeing Tutorial. And it looks like 7 Mrs. T is her YouTube channel name. So again, I will link it below so you can take a look at that. And comment below and let me know if you've also been doing the different types of, eco dyeing, natural dyeing, and what different, vegetables or you know, materials, plants, whatever that you've been using, because I'm really getting into the trying to learn and experiment with doing different natural dyes on fabrics and things like that. I think it's just kind of a cool thing, and I'm like extremely late to the game, but I'm here and I'm having a great time doing it. So I will see you all next time. So happy scrapping, happy planning, happy crafting, and happy fabric dye in, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.